Thank you for tuning in to the Doing Business with God podcast.
Hey, you. Yes, you. I am your host, Michi Renee.
It is Michi's passion to help you live your best life and do business God's way. Michi will be talking about entrepreneurship, manifestation, monetization, mindset, beliefs, starting and growing a business, nonprofit, or ministry, all while serving God. So welcome to My Daddy's Business. It's time for the show. It's the Doing Business with God podcast with your host, Michi Renee.
Hello, Tribe, and welcome back to another episode of the Doing Business with God podcast, dedicated to helping you do business God's way. In this episode, I will be talking to Miss Rose Hall with Tessie's Teas, and boy, are we in for a treat today. But as always, what's in your cup? What are you drinking this morning, this afternoon, evening, whatever time you are listening to this podcast? I am drinking, actually, Tessie's tea, the instant mint tea. I will have to say, I've never tried instant tea before, but this product is amazing. You will be able to get more information as we get into the actual interview for today. But Miss Rose Hall is an actual retired professional. She spent 30 years in her career field, and then she transitioned into actually this amazing product that we are going to talk about today. She is the founder and CEO and has provided a plethora of services to children and families in need over her 30-year career as a social worker, professor, and now health conscious advocate. It is important to understand her journey and profound desire to lift up, support, and improve the human condition of those she has encountered. So without further ado, Dr. Hall, welcome to Doing Business with God podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me.
You are so welcome. So let's just go ahead and get started. So how did you come up with this amazing product? I know you have a backstory that you're going to tell us about, but how did Tessie's Teas come to be?
So first and foremost, my tea is named after my mom because my mom's nickname was Tessie. She was just an awesome individual. And originally I'm from Jamaica, West Indies. And I love drinking tea. I grew up drinking tea. My great-grandfather lived to be, 100, not even my great-grandfather, my grandfather lived to be 107, my great-grandmother, 98, all drinking teas, whether it's spices, herbs, roots. They felt that there is a cure for everything that ails us. So that particular tea, I was visiting my aunt in New York, and my uncle was really sick, and she said he was having some digestive problems, and she had found this dried ginger tea that she really loved, and how much it really helped him. He was just feeling so lousy, and now he says that he feels brand new. So I said I have to try this tea because I love ginger. So some of the dried ginger teas, they may use molasses to sweeten it, so it makes it a little bitter. So I found something with honey, but it had a lot of additives and preservatives, and I was complaining to my husband. And he said, well, make your own. So I did.
And the rest is history.
Yes, it is.
So talk to us about the process in which you went through to start the teas into what we see now into a finished product. What was that like?
So my husband and I were vacationing in the UAE in Dubai. And my husband said, we were there for like 10 days, I think. He said, I really love it here. I think I wouldn't mind moving here. So anyway, a headhunter found him a position. He's a science and math guy. And he got a position there teaching science and physics. So I resigned my position here in Florida, and I moved to the UAE, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, that area for 3 years, almost 4 years. While I was there, my husband said to me, you're usually so busy doing things in the community, writing grants, finding scholarships for teenage moms. What are you going to do? I said, this is my opportunity to finally start my tea company. So it was a great opportunity because I was already in Asia. It was a good jump off spot per se, because when you're in Dubai, India is like 3 hours away, 3.5 hours away. And then the cost to fly to these different countries is very affordable. I think it must cost me a little over $600 to get to Singapore. So during that time, the neighboring countries to the UAE is Oman. So we went to Oman, we went to Qatar, we went to India, we went to Taiwan, Thailand, the Philippines, Singapore. We were all over the place. We went everywhere. And the search for, it was very important to me because I'm a little OCD. So anything that I do has to be really rightfully done. So I wanted to understand, I wanted to gain like a really good understanding about the tea business and the processing. So I also went to Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is one of my favorite trips because when you're going up the mountain, first of all, Sri Lankans, they grow their tea the way the rest of the world grows coffee. High elevation, the best air quality, the best soil. So on my way to the tea gardens in Sri Lanka, you have to pass an elephant orphanage. And that was just an amazing experience, you know. So when I got back to Dubai and I did all this traveling, I went to these different companies that make tea in all these different countries, and they all sent me supplies, you know, samples based on my specificity, what the specifications were. Some of them were not good. Some of them were okay. And my husband was teasing me. He says, "You're so picky. Oh my God." And I said, "Listen, it has my mom's name on it. It has to be right, else I will not be happy." So finally, a company sent me some tea. It was what I was looking for. I came back to the US and I started my business and did all my paperwork here because I wanted to make sure it was a US company. And they sent me some more supplies and they honed it until it was exactly what I was looking for, and hired a guy to do the artwork. And he was from the Ukraine. And once again, my husband was like, "Oh my God, this guy's not going to want to work with you. You're so picky. You're so picky." And now my husband like apologizes because everybody gives us compliments on the packaging, the artwork of the packaging, from the logo, everything. So finally got it. And I had to send them the files from all the paperwork. We had to figure out how many ounces of tea was I going to do in the satchels. I wanted to make sure they were vacuum sealed for freshness. So every little thing you have to pay a little bit extra, but I think that, I wouldn't give anyone something I wouldn't drink myself. And I love my tea and I drink it every day. So we paid a little extra so that it would be just right. And then I got so the whole process to order a shipment takes about 72 days from when it's ordered to when it comes from Asia to the port of Miami. And then we pick it up at the port of Miami and we take it to the fulfillment center. And there's an account manager that I have at the fulfillment center. So when all the orders are made on whatever website we're using, whether it's Amazon, whether it's our own site, how people put in their orders, several choices, then they go directly to the fulfillment center and she fills them. She fills every order and I get a bing every day with all orders that are coming through. Then we have special orders that I fill myself. People might hit me up in an email and say they want something because we do mugs, we're doing t-shirts, we've done a lot of different things. Ran different contests and stuff like that. So I don't let the warehouse do that stuff. I kind of do that myself. Gotcha. So that's how we got here.
Oh, awesome. And how did it come about that you were going to do an instant tea versus a loose tea or a tea bag?
We hope that you are enjoying this episode. If you would like to be a guest, check the show notes for all the details. Let's get back to the Doing Business with God podcast with Michi Renee.
Great question. I did an instant tea because I love the convenience of it. Everybody is in a rush these days, especially if you're a mom or a dad, or people got things to do. So to sit down and steep tea, to also clean up the mess after a tea bag. Also, now they found out there's a lot of toxins in the tea bag, the paper that they used to make tea bags. So I want to kind of get away from all that. Although instant tea is not brand new, there's not enough in the marketplace. I wanted to kind of shake up the marketplace. So I wanted it to be healthy as well as convenient. I want people to have a great product that they don't have to be concerned with whether or not it's a good product, So that's why it was very important that I had instant tea, because I want to do it and keep it moving. I don't want to make a mess as well. And one of the most important things about it being an instant tea is very portable. I was on a trip to Istanbul, Turkey, and the stewardess said, I asked her for some hot water because that's all I need. I don't need a sweetener. I don't need anything because, it's pieces of ginger rolled in honey, with a little bit of raw cane. So she said, "Oh, what is that?" And I told her that, it's, I have a tea company. It's my instant tea, my instant ginger tea. And she says, "That looks really good. Do you have any more?" So I gave her one, and other people asked her what was that. I had like other people on the plane asking me for tea. And my joke was, if I give you guys all my tea, I won't have any when I land, but I gave out generously because that's who I am on the plane. So people love that it's strong ginger because it's raw ginger rolled in honey. It's vacuum sealed for freshness. People love that it's portable, that whether they're in a car or train or in a restaurant, so many people send me emails about them saving so much money because when they go to a restaurant and somebody says, do you want, the waitress or waiter says, do you want something to drink? They say, just get me some water, because what's great about the tea, it can be iced too. So if you don't want it hot, you can also ice it. Great flavor, still great and very robust.
That's awesome. I like your packaging that says healthy living. So talk to me about what makes this so healthy.
Okay, first of all, it's raw ginger. So if anybody knows about the properties of ginger, ginger is really great in this pandemic environment because ginger has antiviral properties. Ginger boosts your immune system. Ginger is anti-inflammatory, antioxidant. Ginger settles your stomach. Ginger is like an amazing, amazing root, and a lot of people are not aware that they need to boost their immune system. And a lot of things that will come other people's way will pass you by because you've been boosted your immune system and you build up your system to kind of sustain it. So a lot of people are not aware of ginger, and whether or not they buy my tea, that's fine. Just get some ginger in your life. Okay. Because everybody needs some ginger in their life on a daily basis to antiviral properties and to build and maintain your immune system. If you know anything about, I have a lot of doctors and nurses in my family. And if you know anything about inflammation or mucus in your body, mucus is a breeding ground for disease. So you want to get all that mucus out your body, and ginger will help you out with that.
Awesome. So you talked a lot about the ginger tea. What other flavors do you offer?
So we have mint. Now, coming from the islands, those were the two flavors that I absolutely love and had, because we have other flavors of tea in Jamaica that are good for you, but they didn't necessarily always taste good. So my two favorite flavors is ginger and mint. Mint is awesome because if you have any respiratory issues, it's like when you have a cold, you might do Vicks Vapor Rub. That's like a peppermint or eucalyptus base.
Yes.
And that's the same thing with mint. So if you have respiratory issues, it clear that up. Mint is wonderful as when you think about weight loss because it is a natural appetite suppressant. So mint is just like awesome. The other thing about mint is that it'll settle your stomach. If you have any nausea or vomiting, kind of settles that up. If you have postnasal drip, it dries it up. So it dries the mucus and moves it out your body. So mint has some wonderful, wonderful benefits, a lot more benefits to mint. Our tea is not a spearmint, it's a peppermint. So it's like a very robust, it's very strong. It's like a black peppermint. So the leaves are broad, they're not small. So mint is just awesome. So those are, my thing is always looking at bringing to the marketplace things that have medicinal benefits, because too many people, they have a headache, they want to take a pill, a quick fix. They have a stomachache, they want to take a pill. My grandfather said there's a plant in nature to cure all that ails us. We just have to be patient enough to look and seek it out. So bringing things to marketplace that can help people so they don't have to, for simple ailments, turn to medication. Have a cup of tea.
Awesome. Definitely believe what you believe, that the body has the capacity to heal itself. We don't need medication. They didn't have it hundreds of years ago, so people were fine. Why do we need it now? So exactly. I definitely do not subscribe to taking medication. So this tea, for y'all people that's on my video, you need to get you some. It's awesome. I'm stuck between which one is my favorite one. Only ginger beats it out slightly, and that's only because I like ginger. So what's your favorite? Do you have a favorite?
Well, I can't say I have a favorite, but in terms of benefits, I don't think anything beats ginger. That ginger root, oh my gosh. People have said to me who brought our tea, I've gotten emails, people put our ginger in cookies, okay? People put it in their stir fry. This guy puts it in his coffee, okay?
Puts the tea in his coffee?
Yes. Because he says because he doesn't use sugar and he likes the boost of the ginger. There's a smoothie shop. The smoothie owner brought tons of ginger tea from us. She said because it's so convenient. She smells, her shop they sell smoothies, and she puts it in her smoothies when she makes smoothies for people. So it's multi-purpose, multi-dimensional. It's just, ginger's just awesome. Can't beat ginger.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to try that in the smoothie.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I drink them almost daily.
Okay.
So, as I was looking at your bio, I read that you were invited to the United Nations.
At Travel Genie, we make your travel dreams come true. We customize your trip. We create itineraries, book airfare, hotels, cars, and event tickets. We don't just book travel. We create experiences. Travel Genie has 4 trips planned for 2021. San Francisco, Essence, Toronto, and Bali. A $100 deposit gets you started. Use the link below for more information. Find us on Instagram and Facebook at Travel Genie 2017 and online at travelgenie.com.
Yeah, we were really excited about that.
So
So,
talk to us about that, what you did there, and yeah, just go ahead. I'm gonna let you talk.
okay, so it was a whole process. There is a group called Alice, Hello Alice, and my husband was in Dubai and I was here in the US, and he said Serena Williams was donating money to Hello Alice, and it's Hello Alice purpose is to find funding for women-owned businesses. I, got online here and found that they were doing a retreat in San Francisco. So I signed up for the retreat. As a matter of fact, they asked you to write some stuff. I was very fortunate and grateful that I won one of the grants. So it paid for the conference. So all I had to do was, pay for airfare and hotel. So I went to that. And I was so grateful for that opportunity that they had grab bags, gift bags, or, swag bags, swag bags. So I donated tea to their swag bags. So while I was at Alice, Carol's daughter was speaking. She was one of the keynotes. And I heard a lady saying to another lady, oh, I had such a stomach ache. I looked in the swag bag. There was some tea in there. I drank that ginger tea. Oh my God, it was so good. It was tasty and my stomach doesn't hurt anymore. And she was just going on and on about the ginger tea. And someone like tapped me who knew it was my tea and said, did you hear what she said about your tea? So the lady heard that and she said to me, is this your tea? Is this your product? And I said, yeah, this. Oh my God, it's wonderful. I love it. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to get like a year's supply, which she actually did get a year's supply of tea. And she says, you know what? I'm a part of Fashion Week in New York. So she invited me to Fashion Week. And then I met someone at Fashion Week that invited me to the UN. So it was amazing. So I also, because I was grateful for the opportunity to go to Women's Entrepreneur Day.